If you are in the market for a vintage-inspired, affordable field watch, then these are no doubt going to be two very strong options for you to consider. On the left, we have the Hamilton Pilot Pioneer, and on the right, we have the Smith's Everest PRS-25, the second model. First, I'm going to talk about the Hamilton a little bit, then we'll talk about the Smiths, and then we'll do a comparison and see which one you should consider. Now, first, talking about the Hamilton, this is a 36 millimeter watch. They both are. It is a 41.5 lug-to-lug, which is very small. It is a mineral crystal. It has an 18 millimeter lug width. It has an 80-hour power reserve and 100 meters of water resistance. They both do, actually. Now, this is a mechanical watch. It is not automatic. So you are going to have to hand wind it every few days. It has an 80-hour power reserve, which is very good, but you are going to have to hand wind it. It does not wind itself like an automatic watch does. So that is could be a negative for some people. For me personally, it makes no difference to me because I am fiddling with them all the time regardless. This is a very good watch if you are looking for a military-style vintage field watch. This is basically a one-to-one recreation of the ones issued to the military in the 40s and 50s and wherever they were made. But it has that vintage patina that's been added on artificially. A lot of people have a problem with that. Me personally, I think it adds to it. It's got that very nice kind of, I don't know what you would call that, a matte dial. Very easy to read, very legible. It does its job as a field watch very well. It flies under the radar. You're not going to get much comments about it unless it's from another watch guy. It's very small. This is going to fit a variety of wrists. They both will, but this one even more so. It has a smaller lug-to-lug. The lug-to-lug on the Smiths is 44, and the one on this is 41, so it's very small. Looking at the Smiths, we have a Miyota 90-15 movement, or if you buy the third run of this model, it'll be a 90-39, which are basically identical. The difference between the two is that the 90-39 does not have the ghost crown position for changing the date, so it's just a slight difference there. It also has 100 meters of water resistance, and a big difference here is that this has a sapphire crystal, which is most people consider to be a better crystal. It's going to be scratch resistant, it's going to last longer, it's going to be more durable. But the trade-off, and as you can see, I think Hamilton did this deliberately because, I mean, you can barely even see the crystal here. I mean, it is so clear and easy to read. And, I mean, this is obviously still clear and easy to read, but you can see a little bit of that glare. You can definitely tell a difference there. So it's really up to you what you prefer. I like them both. Of course, here we have the 369 Explorer style hands, which is still very legible, but slightly less so because you don't have all of the numerals. But for me, it makes no difference. I love the Explorer style. Explorer is my favorite watch, but I can't afford one, so this is the next best thing. Of course, there's the whole story about what was the first watch to really get to the top of Everest. Was it a Smith's or was it a Rolex? I'm not going to get into that conversation. I don't know. But there is a point of contention there that maybe the Smith's was the first one at the top. So, this watch does have a bit of history to it. And definitely recommend looking into that if you are interested in this watch. Now, the newer Smith's model has a different logo on it. It has a more stylized Smith's logo. This one has a more simple one. Me personally, I prefer the simple one, but it's really down to personal preference. This has 44 millimeter lug-to-lug, as I stated, and it comes on a steel riveted bracelet, which personally I love. Some people aren't a big fan of the riveted style. I enjoy it. Now, I cannot find a steel bracelet that fits the Hamilton because of that unique lug shape. If somebody knows where to find one, please let me know. So this one's going to pretty much be on a NATO or a leather or anything like that. But this, frankly, is a more versatile watch. There's very few situations in which you wouldn't be able to wear this watch. You can dress it up, you can dress it down very easily. It's a very versatile watch. Now, this is a very versatile watch too, but it leans more heavily on the vintage inspired, so that's something to keep in mind. And like I said, I am unable to find a steel bracelet for it. So if you want a steel bracelet, then that's a big point into the Smith's favor. Now, these are both two very small watches. I will put it next to a Casio F91W, which is the king of small watches, and as you can see, they're not that much bigger. It's quite remarkable, actually. So if you have smaller wrists like I do, these are two very great options. Now, me personally, I lean towards more of the Smiths, but the Hamilton is still a great watch. It has the better movement, it has the better readability, and it's more readily available. You can buy this right now. It's $800 on Hamilton's website. You can find it on Joma Shop for $600. Shop around. I think if you can find this for about $600, it's a really good deal. But regardless of where you find it, it is more expensive than the retail price for the Smiths, which I think is around $300. But the problem is that they are sold in very limited quantities and they sell out immediately. So if you want one right now, at the filming of this video, you're going to have to pay a premium on eBay or some other third-party site. So while technically speaking, the Hamilton is more than double the price of the Smiths, if you are going to buy a Smiths, you're more than likely going to have to pay a premium, which is closer to in price than the Hamilton. So it's really a toss-up there. In terms of specs, it is a toss-up again. The Hamilton has the better movement. It's Swiss-made, but the Smiths has the sapphire crystal, which is big points in its favor. But of course, you can't go wrong with the mineral crystal either. So which one should you buy? That's really up to you. If you are looking for a one-watch collection, then I think you're going to probably have more to work with the Smiths. I mean, you could easily put this with a suit, or you could easily, dress it down on a NATO or whatever. This is a very versatile watch. And this, I think, complements more somebody that already has a collection, maybe someone that's already got, a diver and a dress watch, and they just want something that is dedicated to being a field watch. I think this is going to do that very well. So this is more of a jack of all trades, and this is more of a dedicated field watch, because I personally, this doesn't really have a sporty look to me at all. I don't really see myself putting this on a tux or a suit. Then again, I don't put a suit on very often. You could probably get away with it, but it's not what I would wear. So I think these are two very good options, and you really can't go wrong either way. I think it's really up to you. But yeah, this is just a quick comparison between these two watches. This is my first review, so please let me know how I can improve. Thank you for watching.